Welcome to Football Scientific. It is time for our post-NFL Week 15 show. We're going to go through and wrap up everything from Week 15 of the NFL season. We're going to give our AFC and NFC power rankings. We're going to go through and get some CFL updates too. Boom, it's important to know. FOOTBALLSCIENTIFIC.com. Earlier this morning, I published my most critical stats for every NFL team from Week 15. Why they win, why they lose, why they going to be able to make the playoffs, why are they not going to make the playoffs. It's all right there. FOOTBALLanalysis1.com. Check it out. The most critical stats for every NFL team for Week 15. Okay, all right. I'll also be typing my power rankings for Week 16 coming up today. It'll probably be released Thursday morning around 7:30. That's usually when I get that thing out. It's Thursday morning at 7:30. But today we're just going to go through the NFL ins and outs of the Week 15 games. We're going to see who did what, and we're going to go through and break it down. Break it down, he said. Yeah, we're going to break it down. We're about to hit this thing hard and break it down. Break it down. NFL Week 15 power rankings. We're going to break this down. I'm fired up. But, you know what? Yeah, Professor, you look kind of tired. I look kind of tired. You do look tired. Shut up. Oh, that's not very nice. What do I say? You look tired. You know what you should try? Some W energy drink. Some W energy drink? Yeah, they sent us our swag. We finally got our swag. Look at your cup. Whoa, it says W. It does say W. Wow. Be better. W. What flavor is this, Tyler the Tiger? This flavor is called Beach and Peach. Beach and Peach. So it's kind of peachy, It looks like urine, but it tastes like peach. It's pretty good. And I'm going to give you just enough boost to be hyped for the show like I am. And then we can go through this and we can have a great time. You won't fall asleep like you did that other time. That's lame, okay? Don't fall asleep, Professor. Just come here and rock it out, okay? All right, so let's get this thing started. W Energy's in the house. You want to get your sip real quick? Yeah, I'll get my sip real quick, okay? So let's get my sip real quick. I saw your videos yesterday. My videos? What are you talking about? On TikTok, you made an inspirational video about not fighting bears. Yeah, it was great. We're on TikTok now. I got my own little thing going on. I guess that's pretty good. You didn't know about that, Professor? I didn't know. I saw it this morning. I was like, whoa, why is Tyler the Tiger making videos without me? Well, I'm just trying to branch out, get my own brand together, do my thing. Football Scientific's not going that well. No offense. I know that Timmy the Tiger Shark got his own deal, early on with the, what was that called? The Aquarium Channel. The Aquarium Channel, that's right. Tyler Tiger got his big break. And I know that what was his name? The Tiger Shark. Timmy the Tiger Shark. Yeah, he's a big star now. I could be a big star, I got the Riz. Feel me? I got the Riz. Okay, let's get this started with the breakdown. All right, let's break it down. W Energy. Okay, there we go. So the W Energy is great too. That's a really good drink, and I like the bottle. It's nice. Let's see if we can do it without covering up the name. W Energy. It's backwards. That's how my camera works, I guess. All right, so let's go through these games. Week 15, Atlanta Falcons at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That was Thursday night. Falcons, you probably know by now, they got the upset. Kirk Cousins came out and went 30 for 44 for the Falcons, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's a solid game. Bijan Robinson had 19 runs for 93 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 fumble. Kyle Pitts went crazy at tight end, 11 catches, 166 yards, 3 touchdowns. They had 5 sacks on defense. That's a solid game from the Falcons. They were down and they had to come back in that game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield went 19 for 34, 277 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Bucky Irving had 16 runs for 60 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 fumbles. Mike Evans had 6 catches, 132 yards, 0 touchdowns. Okay. Next game, Washington Commanders at New York Giants. Falcons won that game 29-28, in case you didn't know. Washington Commanders at New York Giants. Marcus Mariota, Jaden Daniels done for the season because of the left elbow injury. Marcus Mariota went 10 for 19 for 211 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt had 18 runs for 96 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 fumble. Terry McLaurin had 3 catches, 69 yards, and 1 touchdown. They had 1 sack. The New York Giants, Jackson Dart went 20 for 36 and 246 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Tyrone Tracy had 15 runs for 70 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 fumbles. Wan'Dale Robinson had 5 catches for 54 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 sacks. And the Commanders won that game, keeping the Giants in first place for the #1 draft pick next year. Then last place in the NFL. It's the same thing. All right. Las Vegas Raiders at Philadelphia Eagles. Kenny Pickett from the Raiders. He used to play for the Eagles. For Raiders now, he went 15 for 25, 64 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. Aston Janty had 9 runs, 35 yards. Brock Bowers had 6 catches, 28 yards. Not a great day for the Raiders. They only had 75 yards of offense. They had 1 sack. Philadelphia Eagles didn't take much to beat the Raiders. No offense. Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen Hurts went 12 for 15 for 175 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. It's a much better game than when he threw the 4 interceptions against the Chargers, obviously. Saquon Barkley had 22 runs for 78 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 fumbles. Dallas Goedert had 6 catches, for 70 yards, 2 touchdowns. The Eagles defense had 4 sacks and, only giving up 75 total yards. The Eagles won this by a lot, 31-0. Okay. Next, Cleveland Browns, Chicago Bears. Shadir Sanders for the Browns came out and went 18 for 35, 177 yards, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Quinshawn Judkins had 12 runs for 21 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 0 fumbles. Isaiah Bond had 2 catches for 89 yards and 0 touchdowns, and they had 3 sacks. Okay. Chicago Bears. Caleb Williams. He went 17 for 28 for 242 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. DeAndre Swift for the Bears had 18 runs for 98 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 0 fumbles. DJ Moore had 4 catches, 69 yards, and 2 touchdowns, and they had 5 sacks. And the Bears won that game 31-3. Okay, next. Baltimore Ravens at Cincinnati Bengals. I was hoping the Bengals were going to pull this one out, but they did not. No offense. Spoiler alert. This is a spoiler, really. Everyone probably knows that by now. Lamar Jackson. This is just setting a foundation for our power rankings, really. I just try to make sure it doesn't seem like the power rankings came out of nowhere. Like there's a reasoning behind it. So I'm kind of sharing the reasoning behind it now. I know that a lot of people, if you're a real football fan, you already know these games or outcomes. But I'm not trying to do anything new in this. I'm just trying to establish the framework for my power ranking predictions. All right, Baltimore Ravens, Cincinnati Bengals. Lamar Jackson went 8 for 12, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Derrick Henry had 11 carries for 100 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 fumbles. Zay Flowers had 3 catches, 68 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 sacks for the Baltimore Ravens defense. Joe Burrow came out and went 25 for 39 for 225 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Ouch. Bad day. Chase Brown, 13 carries for 53 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 fumbles. Didn't really do much. It sounds like stats, but it didn't really do much. Jamar Chase, 10 catches, 132 yards, 0 touchdowns, and they had 4 sacks. Not enough to do anything. Ravens win 24-0. I would love to see Duke Tobin and Zach Taylor get fired. I don't think Duke Tobin's ever going to get fired. It seems like he's got a close connection with the family of Mike, the Brown family, and he's not flexible in terms of if he's going to get fired or not. Arizona Cardinals at Houston Texans. Jacoby Brissett, another impressive day. 27 for 40, 249 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Trey McBride had a big day. 12 catches, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's huge. Michael Carter was the running back for the Cardinals, their top running back. He had 14 runs, 56 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 fumbles. They had 1 sack defensively. Houston Texans, C.J. Stroud came out and went 22 for 29 for 260 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 fumbles. Jawar Jordan had 15 carries for 101 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 fumbles. Nico Collins, 3 catches, 85 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 sacks for the Texans. But the real deal here was the Texans taking the ball away from the Cardinals. That Texans defense is elite, while the offense is below average. But they blew out a below average team, 40-20. Good win by the Texans. Okay. Buffalo Bills at New England Patriots. This was a must-win game for the Buffalo Bills, man, because the Patriots won this. They would have won the AFC East for the first time since 2019. That would be sad for a Bills fan. I love the Bills, and I'd hate to see them lose a division to the Patriots again, especially this early on. They still have a chance to lose it, but we got a little better. Spoiler alert. In this game, Josh Allen went 19 for 28 for 193 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. But the main thing is he led them to 5 consecutive scoring drives, which is huge. James Cook had 22 runs for 107 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 fumbles. That's a good day for him. Dawson Knox had 3 catches for 37 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 sacks. Their receiving crew and tight end right now is very not alluring. Like, it doesn't grab my attention. That's why they are average. Okay, New England Patriots. Drake May went 14 for 23 for 155 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. Travion Henderson had some big runs. 14 carries, 148 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 fumbles. That's a huge day for Travion Henderson, man. 10 yards, over 10 yards a carry. Matt Collins had 4 catches, 41 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 2 sacks. What happened in this game? Patriots jumped out to a 21-0 lead. Buffalo came roaring back and won this game 35-31. Let's go, Buffalo. All right, next. New York Jets at Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville had just taken control of the AFC South. And if they would have lost this game, no offense, they won the game, and the spoiler alert, they would have found themselves tied with the Texans and maybe with the Colts, based on what the Colts did. So they played the Jets. This is the game. If you're a playoff team, you got to beat the Jets. Okay, this is how it goes. Jets, Brady Cook had 22, his first time playing professional football. Unsigned, rookie. Unsigned, he wasn't drafted. Brady Cook went 22 for 33, 178 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. Not a great day, but not bad for a guy who wasn't even drafted. Isaiah Davis had 9 runs for 58 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 fumbles. Adonai Mitchell had 6 catches, 58 yards, 1 touchdown. No sacks for the Jets defense. And because the Jets defense can't get turnovers or sacks, they fired defense coordinator Steve Wilks. I had a special report on that yesterday. Jacksonville Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence went 20 for 32 for 330 yards, 5 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, and 1 rushing touchdown. That's 6 touchdowns. That's way better than the 4 interceptions he had a couple weeks ago, 4 turnovers. He hasn't turned the ball over like that in a couple weeks since I've been highlighting his turnovers. He stopped doing it. Maybe I fixed him. Travis Etienne had 12 runs for 32 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 fumbles. Brian Thomas had 4 catches, 66 yards, 1 touchdown. And Jacksonville's defense had 3 sacks, and the Jets had none. So what happened? Jacksonville wins by a lot, 48-20. Okay, we're getting through it. All right, next we got LA Chargers at Kansas. There was no buys this week, so there's a bunch of games. Same for next week. LA Chargers at Kansas City Chiefs. Justin Herbert went 19 for 29 for 210 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Omarion Hampton had 15 runs, 61 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 fumbles. Keandre Lambert-Smith had 1 catch, 16 yards, 1 touchdown. They had 5 sacks defensively. So while the offense it wasn't eye-popping, the defense balled out. 5 sacks against Kansas City. That's crazy. Patrick Mahomes, who left the game with the ACL tear later in the game. Sad pace for him. He's done for the year. 16 for 28 for 189 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. And, Minshew, what's his name? Minshew came in and finished the game. Boom. Isaiah Pacheco had 11 runs, 21 yards. Bad. Travis Kelce had 7 catches, 70 yards. He was the best player. And it just isn't enough. They had 4 sacks. Now, the Chiefs had a chance to win this game all until Gardner Minshew came in and threw the game away. The Chargers win in a really ugly game, 16-13 over the Chiefs. Chiefs are eliminated from the playoffs. Boop. Next, Indianapolis Colts at Seattle Seahawks. This is with Phillip Rivers starting for the Colts after being added midweek. Phillip Rivers, I thought he was going to get murdered in this game, but he did not. The Colts did better than I thought they would. Phillip Rivers went 18 for 27 for 170 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Jonathan Taylor had 25 runs for 87 yards, 6 touchdowns, 0 touchdowns, and 0 fumbles. Josh Downs it was a very close line between a 6 and a 0. Josh Downs had 3 catches, 13 yards, 1 touchdown. They're just dinking and dunking, trying not to get beat. They ended up making this a really close game. They had 1 sack. Seattle Seahawks, why was it a close game? Because Sam Darnold went 22 for 36 for 271 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 fumbles. He essentially let Phillip Rivers outplay him. Zach Charbonnet had 8 runs for 31 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 fumbles. Jackson Smith Najiba had 7 catches, 133 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 sack. He was the main driver of the offense, and it was just enough for the Seattle Seahawks to kick 6 field goals and win this game 18-16. That's pretty crazy. He couldn't get any touchdowns. Okay, Tennessee Titans at San Francisco 49ers. For the Titans, this is a big game for the Niners. They expect to be a playoff team. They need to beat the Titans, okay? Especially at home. Cam Ward went 18 for 29, 170 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Tony Pollard had 14 runs, 140 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 fumbles. Gunnar Helm had 4 catches, 49 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 sacks. San Francisco 49ers, Brock Purdy came out and went 23 for 30 for 295 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's a really good game by Brock Purdy. Christian McCaffrey had 22 runs, 73 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 fumbles in the game, where he almost didn't expect to play. He did play, though. Jawan Jennings, who I was told is not going to play the rest of the season, lies, blatant lies. 3 catches, 37 yards, 2 touchdowns. He didn't play well, but he did play, and I was told that he wasn't going to play anymore. Lies. Boom. Because he left. I guess he came back. He was like, wait, I'll come back. Boom. Green Bay Packers at Denver Broncos. Big game between the NFC North and the AFC West leaders, at least at this point when this game was played. Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love came in. He completed 24 for 40 passes, 270 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Ouch. That's real bad. Josh Jacobs had, with his swollen knee, 12 runs, 73 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 fumbles. Jaden Reed had 5 catches for 55 yards and 0 touchdowns and 0 sacks. Denver Broncos, Bo Nix, he went 23 for 34 for 302 yards, 4 touchdowns, number 7. That's a really good game. That's probably the best game I've seen from Bo Nix, honestly. No turnovers and huge numbers. R.J. Harvey had 19 runs for 65. He was a rookie for them. 19 runs, 65 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 fumble. Cortland Sutton, 7 catches, 113 yards, 1 touchdown. And they had 3 sacks. And what happened in this game? Well, sacks and interceptions lead the Denver Broncos to a 34-26 win because of their defense, as expected. One interesting aspect is Green Bay has been really good in the red zone and on 3rd down, and they got whooped by the Broncos in both those areas. That's why you're going to lose, okay? If it's the reason you're winning and then you don't do it, it's the reason you're losing. That's how that works. All right. Carolina Panthers and New Orleans Saints. Bryce, this was a chance for the Panthers because the Buccaneers lost. Had they won this game and the next one against the Buccaneers, they would win the NFC South and be the first team since other than Tampa Bay to win the South since 2021. That'd be pretty crazy. Panthers came in. Bryce Young, 15 for 24, 163 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Rico Dowdle had 16 runs, 49 yards, 1 touchdown, and no fumbles. Jalen Coker had 4 catches for 60 yards, 1 touchdown. They had 5 sacks defensively. Pretty solid game. Just not outstanding. New Orleans Saints, Tyler Shook came in, rookie quarterback, 24 for 32, 272 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Devin Neal had 7 runs for 28 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 fumbles. Chris Olave had 6 catches for 85 yards, 1 touchdown, and they had 1 sack. And what happens in this one? Last second field goal, Saints win and upset the Buccaneers last week, and now the Panthers this week, and they're controlling the NFC South. Although they kind of balanced it out now. So Tampa Bay's back in control, just barely. All right. Next, they play the Falcons next, so I guess Falcons will be out of it. Falcons are already out of it. All right. Detroit Lions at Los Angeles Rams. Jared Goff of the Lions went 25 for 41 for 338 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 receptions. David Montgomery had 7 runs for 7 yards for 32 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 fumbles. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 13 catches, 164 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 sacks. Huge game from Amon-Ra St. Brown. LA Rams offense, Matthew Stafford went 24 for 38, 368 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Not his best game, but pretty good. Definitely pretty good with 368 passing yards. Kyron Williams had 15 runs for 78 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 fumble. 2 touchdowns is important. Colby Parkinson had 5 catches, 75 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 sack. What happens in this one? Rams win 41-34 because they outscored the Lions in the third quarter. It was pretty close. Rams were losing at halftime. Rams come out and broke out 17 points in the third quarter, and the Lions could not recover from that. You never know when it's going to be the most important part of the game, honestly. Okay, next, Sunday Night Football. We had the Minnesota Vikings at Dallas Cowboys. J.J. McCarthy back on the field for the Vikings. I think he's out there last week, too. He went 15 for 24, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, which is probably the best game he's had this year. Aaron Jones had 12 runs for 34 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 fumbles. Jalen Naylor had 3 catches, 47 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 sacks. Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott came out, went 23 for 38 for 294 passing yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, so he didn't throw the game away, but he didn't win the game. Javonte Williams had 15 runs, 91 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 fumbles. CeeDee Lamb had 6 catches, 111 yards, 0 touchdowns. He's always catching a lot of balls. What happened in this one? Vikings just had a better offense overall. They didn't win the running game. They just played slightly more aggressive, I guess. They had good defensive situations and stuff. And they beat the Cowboys 34-26. Cowboys have to win out, and the Eagles have to lose out. But the Cowboys make the playoffs. They're pretty much done. Boom. Next, Monday Night Football last night. Miami Dolphins at Pittsburgh Steelers. The Dolphins have lost 13 straight when it's under 40 degrees. It was under 40 degrees last night. Tua Tagovailoa went 22 for 28 for 253 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Devon Achane had 12 runs for 60 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 fumbles. Darren Waller, tight end, 7 catches, 68 yards, 2 touchdowns, and they had 3 quarterback sacks. On the Steelers side, Aaron Rodgers went 23 for 27, 224 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. That's a really clean game. Matching his really clean game last week. Kenneth Gainwell had 13 runs for 80 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 fumbles. Not bad. DK Metcalf had 3 catches for 55 yards and a touchdown, and they had 4 sacks. And what happened in this one? Well, in the second half, the Steelers ran away with it, and they ended up winning 28-15. It was 7-3 at halftime, so that's pretty crazy. That's 2 games where it was close at halftime, and they got crazy after that. All right, then there's a bunch of updates for injuries and roster moves and different odds and ends I'm going to go through, and then we'll go through our updated AFC and NFC power rankings and the CFL news. And we'll get some shorts made and some TikToks and stuff, okay? All right, so first, eliminated from the playoffs this week. Cincinnati Bengals are out. They're done. Kansas City Chiefs are out. They're done. Miami Dolphins are out. They're done. That's one thing I noticed in my power rankings. Several AFC teams are gone. Only 9 are left. They can get in the playoffs. 7 are going to make it, so there's 2 teams fighting for a spot still. Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes tore his ACL against the Chargers, okay? So that's real bad for him, but they're out of the playoff hunt, so he's done. New Orleans Saints running back Devin Neal, he left with a hamstring injury, and they're really low on running backs. That's why Devin Neal's their running back. They're really low on running backs. So what are they going to do to finish the season? I don't know. They keep winning. They're not only a great team, but they're a great spoiler, you know. That's the thing. W Energy. Next, Green Bay Packers. Wide receiver Christian Watson, he suffered a chest injury. They said it wasn't a lung situation. DM Micah Parsons tore his ACL during the game and a non-contact knee injury, so that's real bad for him. And he seemed real sad about that, honestly. LA Rams wide receiver Devontae Adams left the game with a hamstring injury. Didn't hear an update on that. It was probably okay. Baltimore Ravens linebacker Teddy Buchanan also tore his ACL. Boom. Second leading tackler for the Ravens, a significant injury. He tore his ACL. He's done for the year. Dallas Cowboys need to win out to win the NFC East. Eagles have to lose out for Dallas to win the NFC East. So it's pretty unlikely. Slim to none. Chances for the, what did they say that? Chances for the Cowboys is slim to none and slim to left town. I used to have a D-line coach that said that all the time to me in college. New York Jets head coach Aaron Glenn fired defensive guard Steve Wilkes. They have no interception for the season, and they're real bad. And he was like, I can do this better than you, bro. I was the DC at the Lions, which he was. I mean, so whatever, okay? I was pretty pretty mean about it yesterday on TikTok, but I mean, I see why you would fire him. He just hadn't done anything. Indianapolis Colts head coach Shane Steichen. He says Philip Rivers is going to start versus the 49ers. He saw enough to feel good about it. They're going to dink and dunk, man. They'll probably lose that one too, honestly. Washington, they're probably not going to make the playoffs in my mind. Okay, Washington Commanders decided to sit Jaden Daniels with his hurt elbow. Marcus Mariota is going to rest his way. They just don't want to create long-term injuries with their, young quarterback. Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow is going to start the next 3 games, even though the Bengals are out of the playoffs, just because he's already missed a bunch of games. He wants to get reps, which is cool. Boom, there are still 9 teams that can clinch the playoffs in Week 16. And there's only 4 of them that are winning in. And those are the Seattle Seahawks, Philadelphia Eagles, New England Patriots, San Francisco 49ers. If they win this week, they are in no matter what happens. They don't need any help. They win, they're in. Seattle Seahawks, Philadelphia Eagles, New England Patriots, San Francisco 49ers. Okay. Kansas City Chiefs, quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, he did. He went to Dallas for a second opinion, and he had getting surgery down there, and it's been repaired. So now he's starting the rehab process. I guess he wants to come back. They said he'd be able to come back by 9 months. Be September 15th. He said he wants to play in the first game, though. So we'll see what happens. It's not a big difference. It's just like a week. Okay, Pittsburgh Steelers. They won last night. They have actually won 23 consecutive Monday Night Football games since 1991. That's crazy. I shouldn't have picked against them. Oops. Next. Miami Dolphins have lost 14 straight games with a game under 40 degrees. Once again, shouldn't have picked the Dolphins, but statistically it made sense for them to win the game, but it just didn't make any sense environmentally. Washington Commanders placed wide receiver Noah Brown on the IR list. They designated cornerback Darius Rush to the practice squad. They signed wide receiver Chris Moore to the practice squad, and they signed wide receiver River Craycraft and tight end G. Scott Jr. To the practice squad. Okay, that's it for the news, the injuries, and roster moves. Here's the 2015 after week 2025, not 2015. Is it 10 years ago? Is it 10 years ago? No, it's not. 2025 AFC Week 15 Power Rankings. Here we go. So number 1, I got Denver there at 12-2. Everyone else keeps falling to the side. Number 2, Houston Texans. Their defense is amazingly good. That offense is raggedy. But that's true for Denver Broncos, too. They have a great defense and a raggedy offense. I mean, they're both sitting there being about the same. Top 2 teams in the AFC. Number 3, Jacksonville Jaguars. They're 10-4. They may be the most balanced team at the top of the AFC right now. Number 4, New England Patriots. Hey, man, they're 11-3, but the only team they've played with a winning record is the Buffalo Bills, and they're 500 against them. So I'm not impressed by New England, but I know they're dangerous enough to take into account for the playoffs. Not knowing who they're going to play. Buffalo Bills are 10-4 after winning against the New England Patriots, and they're back in the race for the AFC East. If the Patriots lose one more time, and Bills can win out. Boom. Pittsburgh Steelers are 8-6 after beating Miami, and they're at number 6 in the power rankings. Number 7 is the LA Chargers at 10-4. They have a better record than a lot of teams. I just don't think they can beat those teams. Okay, they're not a great team. Number 8, Baltimore Ravens are 7-7. I mean, they're trying to win the AFC North, and they're a game behind the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's the only hope of making the playoffs, y'all, is win that division. So, number 9, Indianapolis Colts 8-6. They're gonna have to pick it up, man. If they want to make the playoffs. They had a huge head start, and now they're definitely behind. Number 10, Miami Dolphins are 6-8. They're out, done. They had a chance, done. To lose to Pittsburgh. Number 11, Kansas City Chiefs are 6-8. They're done. Cincinnati Bengals are 4-10. They're done. Number 13, Tennessee Titans are 2-11. They're done. Number 14, New York Jets 3-1. They're done. Number 15, Cleveland Browns 3-11 are done. And number 16, Las Vegas Raiders are 2-12, and they're done. Dude. All right, next we got our NFC Power Rankings. A little more exciting here, slightly more exciting. Boom. Number 1, LA Rams are 11-3. Bang. Number 2, Chicago Bears are 10-4. Okay. Number 3, San Francisco 49ers are 10-4. Number 4, Seattle Seahawks are 10-4. Number 5, Philadelphia Eagles are 9-5. Number 6, Green Bay Packers are 9-4-1. Detroit Lions are 8-6. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 7-7. Carolina Panthers are 7-7. Minnesota Vikings are 6-8. Dallas Cowboys are 6-7-1, and they are just barely hanging to a tiny bit of hope for the playoffs. Number 12, New Orleans Saints are 4-10, but they're getting better. They're a very good spoiler. Number 13, Atlanta Falcons are 5-9. Ugh, whatever. Number 14, I'm surprised they beat Tampa Bay, though. Did they beat Tampa Bay? Yeah, they did. That's crazy. Washington Commanders are number 4-10. They're number 14. Arizona Cardinals are 3-11, and they're number 15. New York Giants are 2-12, and they're 16, and they're also the leader for the first draft pick in the 2026 NFL draft, that's probably what they're going for by now. All right, and then we got some CFL news and UFL news, so let's finish that up real quick. Montreal Alouettes yesterday signed national offensive lineman Cyril Hogan-Sandin. I saw an article about that on CFL News Hub, so check that out. They signed American wide receiver Austin Watkins. Saskatchewan Roughriders signed American defensive lineman Devin Van. They signed Sudiata Anderson. Ottawa Redblacks signed American offensive line Dino Boyd. And then in the UFL, Dallas Arlington Renegades head coach Bob Stoops has said he's retiring from coaching. He's done. But DC Defenders head coach Shannon Harris says he's coming back as the head coach of the DC Defenders. So in the UFL right now, we have two groups of teams. First, we have the ones that have a head coach, DC Defenders, Shannon Harris, Birmingham Stallions, Skip Holtz, and St. Louis Battlehawks, Anthony Beck. Okay, the ones that do not currently have a head coach are the Columbus Aviators, Orlando Storms, Louisville Kings, Houston Gamblers, and Dallas Renegades. And they got to pick it up, man. Otherwise, you're going to be left behind. And that is the news for today. That is our NFL post-game, post-week or whatever review show. We will be making shorts on the AFC and NFC Power Rankings, and we'll be making some TikToks too. That should be pretty fun. So check us out on TikTok. Check us out on YouTube. Make sure you check me out. My articles, footballanalysis1.com, CFLnewshub.com, and UFLnewshub.com. And then like, share, and comment on the video. That'd be great to show that we are worth engaging with. All right, so that is the show for today. That's Football Scientific, brought to you by W Energy. W Energy, be better. Okay, all right, good. All right, so that is the show, and I'm going to close the Scientific portal now.